I think where it's actually damages the balance of Liverpool, how they play.
Just a quick word on Florian Wirtz before we move on. Big summer signing for Liverpool, cost around £100 million plus some add-ons as well. 6 Premier League games so far. What have you made of his start to life at Anfield?
Yeah, it's been tough for him. I don't think there's any denying that. And he'll be searching deep within himself to try and fix that and trying to figure out. I think he's played okay and better, but I think when you sign so many players and like Liverpool have, and it's not, this is not normal for Liverpool. Liverpool don't normally do this, and they've signed basically a whole new front line, and then you've got Mo Salah there as well. So they're all competing, they all want to do well, they're all fighting against each other to get the team, and I think Wirtz is he's the one who's probably not doing as well, but he's got so much ability, and for me, I don't see where he gets to the team. I think it was a lot of money. I think it was I would have went for it, Ekitike and Isak. I think where it's actually damages the balance of Liverpool, how they play. But he's a top player, and I'm sure he will get better. Of course, he will. But he's had a slow start, and I think there's no denying it.
On that, I think with a lot of like players that go for massive money, I think we're too quick to judge them these days. I mean, look, I'm not a Liverpool fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I've seen what the pressure on big money signings does. So, like, for example, with Harry Maguire or with Paul Pogba, people used to bring up their price tag, and anytime they had a bad performance, they used to just get hammered in immediately. It's like, well, they didn't decide to go for that sort of money.
Yeah, but I don't think you actually, when I signed for Man United, I actually didn't have a clue what the final payment was. That is actually nothing to do with me.
Do players not care about that?
I'm sure some do and some don't. And for me, that's two clubs doing business. That's it.
Well, that's right, Wayne. But when pundits are hammering you, like Paul Pogba, I remember there was one game where he assisted like 2 or 3 assists in a game, and they said, well, that's what you expect from a player with that fee. And it was like, if he didn't reach those benchmarks, they used to hammer him every week. Whereas I think that's a bit unfair. It's a tad bit unfair as well. Like players like Harry Maguire had the same thing. I think with Florian Wirtz, you give him, I think let him see out the season, and then we can start.
Yeah, no, of course. And players, it takes time for players. I've seen players come into this league, and it takes time. For me, it's not the price tag. It's not the player and his ability. I don't see where he fits into what Liverpool do in that system.
I agree. Yeah.
So, is he a third midfield player? For me, no. He's more of a attacking player. So, if I had to choose between him and Szoboszlai, then I choose Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
So, I think if you change the system around, I think it'd be different. And why would you do that if you're Liverpool? Obviously, they lost the last game, but so I think that's a bit unfortunate, and that's where I'm saying Liverpool have signed these players who you can't play them all, and if you try and put them all on the team, it could cause problems. It can cause friction between players, and I've seen it happen. Ekitike 1,000,000% is in competition with Isak.
But do you think this is where Slot's man management is going to come into it? Because I already saw at the press conference at the end of the game, he's already blaming some of his players for like publicly.
Well, that's what Dutch managers do. They're honest with you, and they'll say if it's good or bad. And but what you've got now is you've got a real competition between two forwards who are slightly different, Ekitike and Isak. And who wants it more? Who's going to do that a little bit more? Who's going to score the goals? Who's going to create goals? In right now, I put Ekitike in there. Isak has proven in the Premier League he can do that. But he has to go and prove he can do it at Anfield. Different, completely different. Going to Anfield and playing in front of that crowd and the history and the atmosphere and the pressure of going to play at Anfield, completely different. Ekitike has took it quite quickly. Everything I've seen at the minute, Isak has not been able to do that so quickly. I'm sure when he gets fit, that'll change. But at the minute, the housekeeping.
That's my favourite part of the show so far. Not anything you said.
I'm okay
Wayne.
for now, thank you.
Just to clarify, Wayne, you're not at home. You don't have housekeeping at home, do you?
No, I don't. But
That's hilarious.
she's persistent though.